Hey, what's up, classic TV and movie fans? My name is Rick 9G. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Full House. I do want to let you know that I've been sick for the last week or so with some throat stuff, so I just want to let you know that if I sound a little differently, now you know why. Because of the recent passing of Bob Saget, I've been watching a lot of Full House. Now, I used to watch Full House when I was a little kid, but now with the eyes of someone who essentially does this for a living and dissects TV shows, dives deeper, when I looked at the season 1 intro of Full House, I found out so many cool golden nuggets that I want to share with all of you. It's not just for Full House fans, let me tell you. It's for fans of people who love TV shows, movies, and the little bit of trickery they use to make shows just like this. So let's sit back, relax, and take a look as I dissect Season 1 Full House, the introduction, the theme song. Now we begin with an opening shot of Michelle, Mary-Kate, and Ashley Olsen, and a quick dissolve to Joey, Jesse, and of course Michelle in the back. Now this is really important because as the camera begins to pan out, this is essentially a helicopter shot looking down on the car that they're driving. We're supposed to believe that they're on the Golden Gate Bridge. But notice here, I'll show you a dissolve that they cleverly use. This is as far out as we see the shot. So if you think about it, this could have been filmed anywhere. In fact, it was filmed in Los Angeles. The main idea of all of this is that most of the shots were filmed in Los Angeles, and they had an extra team go out to San Francisco to do all those establishing shots to make it look like they're in San Francisco to set up the show. That is, of course, other actors, other people they hired that kind of double as these actors. Not really stunt doubles, but essentially just doubles that they used in order to save money and to make production go a lot quicker. Now, every single shot that is filmed in San Francisco was all shot in the span of one day. Yep, one day. The shot of the Golden Gate Bridge sets the show up in San Francisco, so already your brain is wired to think everything else is pretty much in San Francisco. There's a quick shot to a park. Again, this doesn't seem like it was in San Francisco, probably some random park in Los Angeles close to the studio where they filmed the show. Incidentally, that was on Warner Brothers Burbank Studios on the 4000 block in Burbank. It was on Soundstage 24, the same one where Friends was shot. You can see a plaque here commemorating both shows listed on the plaque. Now they're kicking around a soccer ball. We see Michelle make a quick appearance, kind of having fun by herself at the park, and we have the establishing opening credits for Bob Saget, John Stamos, and Dave Coulier. Again, note how all of these shots are shot from the top down to the actors, with nothing remotely identifiable with San Francisco. Again, all these shots somewhere outside, probably at that same park in the LA area. In chronological order from oldest to youngest, we see Candace introduced indoors. This is actually inside the sound stage, inside their home essentially, with Jody as well, but no Michelle. Michelle is not introduced at this point, which I think is interesting for them to go outside, then to go inside into their rooms, and then to go back to another location, this very specific to San Francisco. And after we see the two girls, a quick jump to Fisherman's Wharf of San Francisco. Now this is of course in San Francisco, but what is great is there's no need for any of the actors. Again, another establishing shot in San Francisco to give you the idea that, hey, this is where this family is from. After we see the sign, we jump to this shot with apparently Bob Saget and his two girls. However, notice how they're obscured and there's no close-up shots. Why? These are not the actors. These are doubles, these are extras, and we will get to see them once again in the theme song. But just to tell you who they are, now we have this shot. Now it's not a static shot, it's essentially dynamic with Bob kind of catering to the girls, in essence showing them how to fish. Notice there's just a blue background behind them. This is most likely inside a sound stage, not even over the water. This is just to get the shot that, hey, they are fishing over the water. But as the shot turns to behind them, I will point out how you will see their doubles as well as they are in San Francisco. That is, their doubles are in San Francisco. Bob, Jody, and Candace are somewhere else pretty safe. You can even see Alcatraz in the background. Theme songs are all very short as well. This is probably the same park. They're running down the little hill here. More establishing shots showing us that, yep, this is still San Francisco, but peppering them in kind of in between, it seals that illusion for us. This is probably one of my favorite shots of the whole theme song, and that's because we only see the three girls and someone driving. We're assuming it's Bob. However, the car is not really moving. This is old rear projection, or we can even say ancient quote-unquote green screen. You can even see behind Candace around her hat just a little blur of green. So what they're doing, they're not in San Francisco. What it's doing is just giving us the illusion that they're driving around along in the streets of San Francisco when that's actually not happening. They don't have to send the whole cast over there. All they have to do is just use a little bit of green screen. Again, some John Stamos on a motorcycle in the Los Angeles, maybe Burbank area, but I want to pay attention to a couple things. He's most likely not even riding the motorcycle. He's on it, but he's probably being towed by some type of truck with a camera rig on it. Very similar to Chips, you know, the 1970s motorcycle cop show. And just to get this great shot of him on the motorcycle, there's no reason for him to ride, and to get a really steady shot, it works. Some John Stamos playing some guitar and some Jody doing some pirouettes in a little ballet style. That is on the soundstage, essentially, not really in front of that studio audience, but just setting up the show. A few more shots of the three boys and these girls kind of cutting right in front of the camera, and them kind of not chasing them, but walking right after the women. Again, nothing indicating this is San Francisco at all. Along with that car green screen shot, this is probably my other favorite scene. We see Bob Saget on a little bicycle, and we see Jody Stephanie behind him, and they're about to ride off together. Now, what's great is that he, I don't know, goes a few feet forward and off the frame. Now, what you're assuming in your head, again, these are quick shots, is that, okay, he's riding and she's coming along on the back. They quickly move to this shot on Lombard Street in San Francisco. Now, what's great is it's from behind, so neither of the actors, neither Jody, neither Bob had to be there, and they ride down. Again, these are extras doing this, more establishing shots. With the final look of the family, Bob with the Olsen twin, one of the Olsen girls, and then everyone at the table kind of eating and establishing the kitchen area, which is where we see a lot of the scenes pan out, a lot of the stories that we're going to be familiar with and so forth. It's just really interesting how all this cut and paste works together to create a story, to create that illusion, and then they pan out of the house. That's a very common Miller-Boyett shot, where it's like you pull out of the house and then you finally see where they're at, and you see the full house home, which essentially, again, the actors don't even have to be there. The inside shots that you just saw, shot in Burbank, and the exterior shot of San Francisco, shot in San Francisco without any of the original cast. Pretty cool. I really hope you enjoyed this video and this breakdown to how this intro was essentially made, the use of doubles, the use of interior shots, exterior shots, the use of on-location shooting, and how it just works with television shows like this. It's so much fun, and these are the things that I love to cover and show you. I have over 1,500 videos about classic TV shows and movies, so if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button to let me know that you enjoy this and to help me feel better, and as well to see more videos just like this. We'll see you next time, and don't forget, everyone, be hopeful. Thank you to everyone for the support, especially my Diamond tier patrons: Citizen Kane 359, David D, Greg S, Kevin K, Ricky, Sally N, Ulysses the P, and Vito L. If you want to join the Patreon family, links are in the description. Thank you.